So let's go on to our final storyteller of the evening. She is very passionate about children's media, and she is a writer, a producer, a content creator, and she's also a first AD. And she's super excited to be here tonight. So let's welcome to the stage, Stephanie Sosa.
All right, so first of all, who out there remembers their favorite childhood toy, book, movie, or show? Yeah. Think about it, how powerful children's media content is that even as adults, if we close our eyes and envision it, it can take us back to a time and place that was just happy. Before we knew anything about the problems of the world or conflicts, and before we had to pick sides on serious issues. For me, that was a fun world. Me and my sisters, we used to play imagination and just play around and watch television reruns of the 1960s boy band, The Monkees. And we actually made our own little girl band, which was a very inexpensive version. It had like empty cardboard cookie boxes that we cut a hole in, and we had rubber bands for the strings of the guitar. And needless to say, the band never really took off. But that's okay, we still had fun, and it was only to be interrupted by the serious drama of Fraggle Rock. So I don't know if anyone knows Fraggle Rock, but it's Fraggles that just played all day and had nothing they had to do. And the only conflict really arose in season 1, when Wembley Fraggle had to figure out what job he wanted to do for his 30-minute work week. That's right, a 30-minute work week, that was it. So take that, Tim Ferriss, he beat him out by 3.5 hours. So that was it. It seemed in that TV box, it was just a fun world of fun and games and seemingly no real problems. And that was the world I wanted to be a part of. When I was in college, I had the opportunity to go to this conference in New York City and meet media professionals and executives. And I was really excited about that opportunity. But when I got there, everybody was in black and gray suits and everybody was really serious. And I just had this weird feeling like I didn't belong. And then this man entered the room, and he stuck out like a big, sore blue thumb. He had this huge smile on his face, a blue shirt, and a big Cookie Monster pin on. And he went up and he started talking about his mission and his passion and his job working for Sesame Workshop. And something just clicked. And I knew I had found my niche, and more importantly, I'd hoped I had found my mentor. I didn't really go into children's entertainment right after college. And I think the reason why is because I was afraid. For me, this wasn't a dream, this was the dream. And I worried, what would I do if I failed? I didn't really have a backup career. And also, I worried what that would say about me, holding on to a dream for so long, only to realize I was never capable of fulfilling it in the first place. So I waited on that, and I took jobs outside of the industry, including a job that brought me from Texas to here to California. In that job, we went on some business trips, and on one of these business trips, I went to the airport bookstore to find a book to read that would be fun and enjoyable for the flight. And I saw this book, and there was this man, and he was laughing on the cover, and he's holding these 2 little girls who are also laughing on the cover. I thought, well, that looks like a fun book. So I decided to buy it. Right before I bought it, I turned it over and read the back. And it said, this book is about children in poverty. Now, I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but there was a small part of myself that kind of wanted to put the book back, because I wanted something fun and uplifting, and that didn't really seem like it would fit. But I decided to buy it anyways. On the flight, tears poured down my cheeks as I read about the dire situation that children in our world are in, and the lack of help and media coverage that they receive. And I read the fact that 30,000 children aged 5 and under are lost from our world every single day, due to poverty and malnutrition. And for me, that was a startling fact. I mean, that's like Staples Center completely packed and full, every single seat, plus 9,000 more every single day. And for me, that was overwhelming. And I felt really helpless. But then something shifted inside of me, and I got fired up with compassion, with anger, and with determination to do something, anything. I still wanted to work in children's entertainment, but now the why had changed. It was no longer about finding a fun place where there were no problems. Now it was about facing those problems head on and doing anything possible to contribute and to serve to a cause greater than myself. So the first thing I did is I started researching poverty. And what I found was that in most cases, poverty is not due to a lack of resources, but due to conflict. And conflict that keeps those resources from being accessible to all groups. So I went back and got my master's in mediation and conflict resolution, so I could start doing work to try to figure out why and how we can help. I also immediately sponsored a little boy from Kenya, and I sponsor him to this day. And I know, it's only one child, but at least it gives me comfort knowing I'm doing something along the way. And then also, I traveled to Peru, and I lived in Peru for a few months, volunteering, teaching English to children in one of the most economically challenged areas of Lima. And I loved that. Those children were some of the most inspiring children I ever met. And in my last month there, before I came back, I asked them what they wanted to be when they grew up. And some of the responses were a doctor, an engineer, a mechanic, a dancer, and a chef. They still have their dreams very much alive. Also, like they said, I work as a producer and content creator and writer in television production. I focus on projects that positively promote multiculturalism on a global level. I also work as associate producer for an amazing company in New York City called No Strings Productions. They recruit the top puppeteers in the world to create puppet films for children from developing countries. They've created films for children from Syria, Afghanistan, Madagascar, and Haiti, just to name a few. I also work with the Children's Media Association, and we're starting a Los Angeles chapter because we want to connect media professionals so we can share resources, we can support each other, and we can be part of this important conversation. And finally, I've created my own projects, including a live musical that's targeting American middle school children, and it's fighting against the increasing anxiety and depression rates that our children face here in America. And also an international program that's promoting open dialogue and conflict resolution, and will premiere later this year to over 100 million people worldwide. And I'm just at the starting line. I haven't even scratched the surface of what I want to contribute to this world. And I know I will not be around long enough to see the day when no children are suffering, but it's not about me, it never was. I just have to trust that change will happen. And I need to stay fired up and step into the fire every single day. Even if all I have is a cardboard guitar to play, I still need to show up. And I need to look for mentors. And I need to approach them, even if dozens of people are already surrounding them, because you never know when they still look at you and choose you to mentor. And I need to continue to go to other countries. God willing, later this year, we'll go to Congo, because I want the privilege and the honor to meet and to serve the little leaders of tomorrow that are going to change their countries. And finally, I need to work on myself and push myself and challenge myself every single day and trust that someday in the future, we will only have love and laughter, and every little kid will go to bed with love in their life, with love in their life, happiness, and that's all that will be left in our world. And I think that would be a perfect world. Well, that and if we had a 30-minute work week. Thank you.
Comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and post any and all videos that you think might be inspiring to others. Thanks for watching, guys.